What's good with it, Black Goose TV family? Double salute as always. It's your boy Fluence Boxing back in the building with some more Fluence Boxing for my family members in the beautiful form of a reaction video. We finna be talking about Devin Haney speaking on the potential, the possibility of Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia actually happening, if not by the end of this year, sometime next year. Of course, this has been a fight that's been speculated, talked about for a long time. I'm such an old boxing head to some. Like I always say, I'm old to some, I'm young to others, or whatever the case may be. But in my mind, I'm like, man, this Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia back and forth, man, it reminds me so much of the Tevin Farmer, Gervonta Davis back and forth back 4 or 5 years ago. That was supposed to be a big fight that was supposed to happen in the division. It never happened, obviously, because of, some people blame it on Eddie Hearn in the zone. Some people say, well, Tevin Farmer, you did get shot in the hand when the fight was really going to be happening. It doesn't, all that is hearsay, right? But right now, if we're going to talk about the right now, we're going to pay attention to what's happening now. Ryan Garcia has been calling out Gervonta Davis for a very, very long time, or at the very least, a good amount of time, maybe like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, maybe even to a year. A lot of people call it cap. A lot of people say he don't want to fight. Majority of the people say he doesn't want to fight. Like, this is one of those topics where it's like, it's not like it's split down the middle. It's not like we have the Gervonta Davis fans going crazy, the Ryan Garcia fans going crazy. Then we got in the middle. It's like, nah, it's like majority of boxing fans, majority of the boxing community feel like Ryan Garcia is just capping, right? I'm not one of those because I've been told y'all I'm a Ryan Garcia fan to the day I die because he's where I'm from. He's from where I'm from. So I'll never go against that. But even with that being said, I really do think Ryan Garcia wants to fight because I really do think he'll beat, I really do think he thinks he'll beat Gervonta Davis. I have no reason in my head to doubt that. It's just the actuality of these two different promotional companies who rarely ever do business with each other, if ever, coming together to make the fight actually happen, to make sure everyone's happy on both sides is hard for me to believe. Now, I'm not going to get into all of that because there's no reason for me to get into all of that because it all has to do with what Devin Haney thinks on this particular fight. Hopefully he even gives a prediction. I don't know if that's the case, but I do want to ask y'all this, Black Goose TV family. Devin Haney's going to have some choice words. If you look at the title, below, he's very skeptical on it, like a lot of other boxing fans, boxing media outlets, boxing community, all that shit. We all feel the same way. We're like, man, this fight's probably not going to happen. Even if Ryan Garcia is calling for it like crazy, ain't no way it's going to happen. But with that being said, how do you guys feel about this personally? Do you guys feel like the person that should be attacked, the person that should be focused on is Ryan Garcia because he's the one pushing for the fight? Or should it be Gervonta? Because I'm just going to open up a box for you guys right now that you guys haven't thought about. Because you guys a lot of times think in the box. I do too. It's entertainment, combat sports. We love certain fighters. We gravitate certain fighters. So because of that, we put ourselves in a box on how we see things, right? But let's open this box up, right? A lot of you guys are saying, Ryan Garcia, stop capping. Stop calling out fighters you never want to fight. Stop saying we're going to make this fight happen. It doesn't happen. But it's weird. It's almost a double-edged sword because at the same time, you look at a guy like Terrence Crawford and you're saying, well, you haven't fought anybody. You haven't called anybody out. Why don't you fight this guy? It's a very interesting thing when it comes to combat sports because especially when it comes to boxing, and I said this already, I'm not going to get into this, but MMA is starting to become the same thing as boxing, and you'll see it happen in the next 5 to 10 years where you'll have people so devoted to the promotional companies, they think the promotional companies are the ones who give these fighters skill, right? What do I mean by that? Well, let's talk about it. In the last couple of years, we've always thought PBC has the best welterweights. PBC has the best welterweights to America because we only know about the PBC welterweights because we're not really boxing fans. We don't pay attention to all the other boxers because we're saying they're not backed by PBC, so they're not that good. They're not Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, they're not Danny Garcia, they're not Ugas, right? And you're starting to see that with MMA. Demetrius Johnson over in one championship, one of the greatest fighters to ever do it. How many people have been talking about it? Well, he fought a guy who's not in the UFC, so how good is he really? So we're seeing this where at the end of the day, money, promotion, it works. If it didn't work, we want to see a million ads everywhere. People want to be advertising. People want to be making money off of advertising. Advertising works. The ability to manipulate your mind and feel like you want something, need something, or believe in something that you never thought about before is the U.S. economy. All right. We're in a capitalistic, and that's what they thrive off of. So for you to dismiss that, I'm like, you're an idiot. And I'll say this back and forth. Like whenever I bring up promotional companies really dictating how we feel about how good a fighter is, and they say, well, no, just Earl Spence, I'm like, well, you're an idiot. You're stupid. Because you're so one mind tracked, right? You're so one dimensional. You think, oh, this guy has a good jab and this guy doesn't, so he's better, and that's why they don't want to fight. It's like, get the fuck out of here. So I don't play in those rules. I don't play in those games. I truly believe Ryan Garcia wants to fight, and I truly believe the reason why it's not happening is because of the promotional companies, because of money, and because they like, hey, well, we'll see. The same thing we're seeing with Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence. Terrence Crawford has been slandered for the longest, saying, oh, well, Terrence Crawford never wanted to fight. Dude left his fucking promotional company, sued them, and they're still having trouble making the fight. Do you really think that's Terrence Crawford? Where's the problem coming now? Right, but I don't want to get into all that because that's a whole different story, baby. We here for a reaction video. We here to hear Devin Haney's opinion on Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia not ever happening, or maybe possibly happening, and why he feels the way he feels. So let's go ahead and get into this. Before I get into it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, notification gang. You already know, comment, give me an algorithm. But let's go ahead and hear what he has to say in regards to the possibility of Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia.
You've been watching from a distance as, the inability to stage the Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia fight is going on. How frustrating is that for you? So to know that, in your future, you're going to have some of these talks with these people, and the fact that they can't get together, what does that portend for your own ability to try to get these guys?
That didn't really surprise me, honestly. I knew that they weren't going to fight. How come? Because it just, neither one of them guys are going to fight. They really want.
Tell signs. I don't know if it means anything. I'm being an armchair expert. But the reporter was, Devin Haney said, I knew they weren't going to fight. The reporter was quick with it. He said, how come? Do you notice Devin Haney, he definitely had an idea, a thought, a reasoning why he said what he said, because he never would have said it. Media train. You see, he grabbed his ear. He was like, well, I really don't know. I'm saying I'm keeping something. I can't tell you why I knew the fight wasn't going to happen. So I got to act like I don't know. But it's like right there, that's a very that's very telling to me, where it's like, okay, he definitely knew. But he's not going to tell you. He can't
want to fight, take a chance. And it just shows that I knew that they're both
only time throughout the entire interview,
come to a deal, come to a middle and make the fight happen.
See, I knew they wasn't going to come to a deal, come to the middle and make the fight happen. So to me, what that sounds like is that PB, it's going to be Showtime, Floyd Mayweather, TMT. They're saying, we don't want this fight to happen. It's not because they don't think Gervonta will beat Ryan Garcia, but it's the fact that they feel like Gervonta is the A side. He should get the most money. Probably they feel like they should be the broadcasting company to actually air it. And they're saying, Golden Boy, if you want to do that, take a back seat. Let me do it. Now, the thing is, Oscar De La Hoya came out publicly and said they don't mind doing that. But who knows how much truth that is to that. I don't trust Oscar. I don't give a fuck what you all want to say. I don't trust Oscar. I don't care how much.
I don't know really know the details of it, but I just know that the fight
definitely has the details.
When you look at that landscape, does it make you believe that neither of them will want to fight you, and that probably moving up to 140, where Top Rank has a lot of guys that you can fight, is probably a better route for you moving forward?
Well, Ryan is at 140, and so that's right at 140. But I don't know, man. I don't really know if they'll fight me or not. It showed that they haven't up to date, but it all starts with being victorious on the October 15th, and that's what I will do, and then we'll go from there.
Great.
That's a fact. Great response from Devin Haney as always. For him being such a young man, 23 years old, being able to respond this way, man. I couldn't never imagine myself being how he is at 23. I was a wow, motherfucker. But salute to Devin, man. How y'all feel about his response, man? Drop it below in the comments while you're dropping it, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, road to 5K, man. On the Sports Nigga side of the game. I'll be back with one more boxing. Hit the notification motherfucking bell. And of course,